Fabio Dwyer was barely 40 when the symptoms began. Trouble moving his hand, trouble walking, talking, and swallowing. And then came the diagnosis, early onset Parkinson's disease. The musician and co-owner of the Toronto's Mill School of Music soon lost the ability to do the thing he loved the most, and that was play the guitar. But today, thanks to the remarkable power of deep brain stimulation and the work of a neurologist who once shared the stage with Fabio, jamming, he's back jamming like his old self again. You can actually see him there on the keys. Fabio is with us this morning alongside Dr. Alfonso Fasano of the University Health Network's Krembil Brain Institute. Great to have you both here in person.
Thank you. Good morning.
I can't wait to hear more about your story and your joint efforts together. Fabio, music wasn't just your passion, it was also your job. It was your livelihood. What was it like in the early days once you received your diagnosis?
Well, it was really traumatic because I was so young for Parkinson's, like 41 years old. My daughter was 1 year old.
Your daughter was one?
One only, and she grew up with seeing her father like going down health-wise. And it was very traumatic. It was like the loss of my livelihood, the loss of my identity. It was a very difficult moment of my life. I thought that was over.
Yeah, I can imagine. Dr. Fasano, you knew Fabio even before he was a patient because, as we pointed out, you're a fellow musician. You were in the same band for a while, in fact. So what made Fabio a good candidate for this treatment, and what did it actually entail?
Yeah, it was quite surprising for me to meet Fabio in my waiting room one day. I heard that he had some problems, but I didn't realize that he was requiring a brain operation. And what made Fabio a good candidate was the type of problems he had, but also his age and the fact he was very motivated. And this is what we want to see in our patients. And DBS has been very helpful to him.
Fabio, your doctors estimate that you've now recovered 95% of your guitar playing ability, which is just incredible. How does it feel to be back on stage, making music, performing music?
I have a second chance now to get things done right. Like I have been much more focused on my work, my passion, on the music styles that I like, not only to pay the bills and have a livelihood, but doing a statement as an artist. It's a great second chance.
You mentioned your daughter, so I'm going to ask you, what has it meant in the life of being a dad?
Oh, that's like the energy that you have to have a father after 40 years old. I was 40, is enormous, and I was going exactly the opposite direction. Right? So she has been the reason why I have been fighting, she, my wife, and my stepson, the reason that I have been fighting so hard to be back and to be in good shape again.
Yeah, great motivation. And you were talking, he was so motivated. How much are we learning about the potential of DBS as we make advances with the technology that's involved? Because it's increasing at a fast pace, which is encouraging.
It's true. DBS is not an experimental procedure. It's been around for 3 decades now, especially for conditions like Parkinson's disease, tremor, dystonia, but has a lot of potentials, and this is because we're learning other conditions better. There are many new indications from depression to dementia, and also because technology is advancing and we have now better tools. For example, in the case of Fabio, we could use a device that reads inside his brain. We can record his brain activity and use that to adjust the settings, which is what we did.
I'm talking to you in your doctor role of seeing him as a good candidate, knowing you can help, but what does it feel like to watch him perform on stage?
Well, I joke with him and I say that he's playing better now than when we used to play together. But jokes aside, I can see that he's back to the old Fabio. My skills as musicians have declined, unfortunately, because you need to practice on a daily basis, and with my job, it's very difficult. But what Fabio did, which is very important for every patient that is hearing at home, is that he wasn't just happy with the results. He really went back to his instrument and started practicing day by day, leveraging really the improvement of the motor skills. And this is what every person should be doing. You know, once you get better because of what doctors did to you, that's not the end of the story. You need to practice, you need to exercise, you need to do physiotherapy, and this is really what Fabio is teaching us today.
This is really great advice. Fabio, I'm going to give the last word to you. You've become involved with the advocacy side of things. You share your experience. You said it's part of what you want to do for self-awareness for other people. What kind of response have you received from that? Other patients who have watched you perform or listened to you speak?
I have been reached out by many patients and people, not only people with Parkinson's, but people with any kind of difficulty in life. They ask for my advice when it comes to have hope and not give up, even if the situation seems like you have all reasons to give up. But the way that I dealt with that, I think that has been inspiring some people, and that has been rewarding for myself too.
I think not just patients, but probably families as well, providing a lot of hope. Thank you both for being here, for sharing your music with us and your incredible story. Great to speak with both of you today.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.